Well, let's bring in Philip Turle, our foreign editor, to talk about this story. Philip, first of all then, why are these particular elections expected to have a greater impact on relations with Moscow than previous votes?
I think there are several reasons for that. The first one is that the people of Armenia are beginning to see that the war in Ukraine has taken Russia's attention away from Armenia. It was always seen as being the big backer of the country and the sort of father figure behind Armenia. But the war with Ukraine has taken the spotlight off that. And I think there are many in Armenia who are very annoyed about the fact that Russia did not come to Armenia's defense during its recent war with Azerbaijan and the loss of Nagorno-Karabakh. And they feel that Moscow now has got other things on its plate, and this is maybe an occasion to turn the tables on the Russians and move towards more cordial relations with the European Union and with NATO countries. Of course, as you were saying in your introduction, this has gone down very badly with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. There are lots of accusations of intervention, of meddling in the elections. But it's certainly, I think, this time round perceived by many in Armenia that this is an occasion for them to seek greater independence, to break away from the Russians. And that's why we're seeing this shift away from what would normally be pretty much pro-Russian parties. Just a reminder, there are 2.4 million voters, 19 political forces, including 2 blocs and 17 parties. And this is really a vote on the geopolitical future of Armenia and its ties with Russia. Will it remain in ties with Russia, or will it move further to ties with the European Union?
Okay, so tell us a bit more then about the Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and the other big contenders.
Right, well, Nikol Pashinyan is expected to get between 24 and 32%. This is a lot more than his closest rival, who is the Armenian-Russian billionaire Samvel Karapetyan. He's only on 6 to 11%. I think there also many people are saying, well, look, hold on a minute, this is not looking very equal as far as the candidates are concerned. Nikol Pashinyan has been in power since 2018. His main rival, Samvel Karapetyan, is a billionaire who spent much of his time in Russia. He's perceived as being sent by the Russians, although he's got Armenian nationality, being sent by the Russians as a billionaire to try to keep Armenia within the Russian Federation. And many are not buying that in Armenia. The other point there, which I think is important to underline, is that he is on trial for calling for the overthrow of Armenia's government. This is something that he denies. So he has these elements against him. And of course, Nikol Pashinyan has been in power since 2018, as I said, and he is seen as someone who is now moving more towards the European Union. He has joined the International Criminal Court, for example. He's met with Ursula von der Leyen, the head of the EU Commission. He's received a pledge from the EU for 50 million euros to help support Armenia. All of this has played in favour, of course, of the pro-EU camp within Armenia during this election campaign.
All right, thank you so much, Philip Turle, for us there.